Welcome to NodeBots Live! Today's guests, we have Rick Waldron. Hi. Cassandra Perch. And Francis Galata. And I am your host, Raquel Velez. All right. Okay, so I think we're running behind because whatever. So I just kind of wanted to start off. Let's just kind of chit-chat a little bit. You know, we're running this kind of like a podcast, but it's live. Get it? Yeah, all right. So, Cassandra, how did you get into NodeBots? How did this happen?
You did that.
What?
Yeah, you did
Oh,
that.
God.
Last year at JSConf, I went to NodeBots during the Thursday, and I'd heard of Johnny 5, but I hadn't like done anything. And so then they handed me an Arduino Uno with the swag bag, and you were just so excited about everything. And and I was hooked. I built something. I built an RGB LED that you could control with Wi-Fi or with a web page, and that was it. That's how I got started. So it was you actually.
Oh God. Okay, I totally did not cure for that.
Raise your hand if you've got a Spark core. In fact, raise your Spark core. Do you have your Spark core? Raise your hand if you got one of these at home.
All
right, good.
Just don't care.
Who here
I
is?
see zero sparks being waved.
Yeah, raise. I want to see some blue lights.
Oh, there we go. We got some lights.
Lights blinking.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, cool. Those are the cool kids. Sorry. So, who here's used Johnny 5 before or any of the NodeBot stuff at all? All right, that's awesome. Thank you. You're in the right place.
Yeah. Yeah. How many of you are signed up for NodeBots or JS IRL tomorrow? So JS IRL is NodeBots, NodeCopters, NodeRockets, NodeBoats.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so it's most of you.
Those of you who are going kayaking
All right, fine.
or doing the Segway or whatever,
Segways
I hope
are
you
fun
have
once.
fun.
This is fun for a lifetime.
Yeah. I mean, once in a lifetime experience.
Lifetime experience.
So, Francis, how did you
Yes.
get started in NodeBots?
So it was you.
Not planned.
I like these things and they were fun, but I'm really bad at C. Who here's bad at C?
C.
So knows any C at all? Raise your hand if you know any C at all. So you're all bad at C. I got it. All right.
Is anyone ever good at C?
I don't think so.
And that was me. I was bad at C. But JavaScript was fun, and oddly enough, parsing MIDI was fun. And that's what.
And Node is fun.
And Node
Node is fun.
Jif is sniff, and so this brought my worlds together, and it was great.
Yay!
What about you?
What about me?
How'd you get started?
So I used to do robots once upon a time, and then I left because I didn't see very well. And actually, well, so yeah, it just got complicated. And then this guy decided to go on stage with like his little cute little robot with a like ran around on a stage, and I was like, that's adorable, but it's dumb. Like dumb in the sense that I didn't have any actual like knowledge of its environment. So I was like, okay, time to bring in some real robot like knowledge
It could see where
into
it was
this.
going.
Yeah, oh yeah. It
Sort
could
of.
see where
Where it was looking.
it could
Exactly
see
where
where
it
it
was looking.
should not go.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
So yeah, so I that's how I got into NodeBots specifically, but I've always done the bots.
She's so humble. It turns out Raquel is what actually legitimizes this entire movement. She's the sole purpose that there's any legitimacy here.
The sole graduate degree.
What was it?
Undergrad
The NASA JPL?
Yeah?
Yep. Yes. High five. Up here. I got started because of Chris Williams, because he wrote Node serial port, and I was like, that looks like fun. I could control real-world things with JavaScript. And now, I laugh at the scoffing. See, that's a circle of laughter.
And then I created.
Johnny 5 sometime after that, and then we build things, and I don't want to take all the credit for that anymore because so many people are. There are, I believe, like 59 contributors to the Johnny 5 repo now.
I think some of them are here.
Like a lot of them are here actually. If you've ever had a commit landed in Johnny 5, raise your hand. Yeah? Wait. Where are they all in other rooms?
They're all like snacking.
This is great. This is fantastic. I want a snack.
Well, you can get a snack later.
Support everything.
So, how about we do some demos?
Yeah, let's demo. All right, so who wants to see some demos?
You
All
hate
right.
demos. You don't want to see demos.
All
We're
right.
going to force you to watch demos.
Demos! Cassandra has, I think, okay.
Why
so,
don't you
so
show them
okay,
your demo?
Let's also remember she started a year ago, right?
I did.
And this is what happens when you go to the JSIRL thing tomorrow and then keep playing around. You turn
Indeed.
into this.
So thanks. What this is it's controlled by an Esperino, which was a microcontroller that was kickstarted last year, and it's running a modified JavaScript interpreter. So this whole entire address is in JavaScript. Yeah, I know. There are 56 RGB LEDs. They are Adafruit NeoPixels version 2. There's an accelerometer in the bottom of the skirt. So hold on for a second. The lights light up quicker, as opposed to just kind of like they're basically on a set timeout to add new lights. And when the accelerometer moves, that timeout decreases. So basically, more of them light up when I move around. There's also a photocell on my collar. I noticed when the lights got dark, this is blindingly bright. So what I did was I told the photocell, okay, when it's darker, make the lights a little dimmer so it's not blinding. But yeah, that's my demo. So yeah, if I don't trip over something.
Oh, so it turns off if there's
Yes.
too much light.
Yes,
It
actually
basically
get
does-
brighter if it's lighter because then you can see the lights. I'm gonna just stay away from that thing that almost tripped me
Yeah,
twice.
don't
And,
die. Death is not encouraged. with
well,
NodeBots.
luckily I'm wearing like flat shoes because I tried to twirl in my hotel room in heels, and it turns out can't do it. Good thing I tried that. But yeah, that's my demo. So thank you.
All right, awesome. All right, do you have a demo?
I have a beginning of a demo. So you might have noticed your Spark cord doing this. So the Wi-Fi over here in the main hall is actually, I found out, not the same Wi-Fi we have over in the robot room tomorrow. Over there, they thought of things. They thought of all these little Wi-Fi devices. So we should have better luck over there. But I recommend you play with it in your hotel room later.
Woo.
Yes.
Okay.
Play with it in your hotel room.
Oh,
that's
that thing.
Yeah, it was your fault. Okay.
Sorry about that.
So get them online, get them talking, get Voodoo Spark loaded. We're gonna have some instructions for you guys later. But especially if you're coming tomorrow, and also if you have want to play with it, to not now, that's the best way to go about it.
Excellent.
And because this isn't connected, because we're over here, are you gonna come back to me later?
Okay, that's fine. Cool. Rick?
Sure, you're not going to want to follow this. And that was my demo!
Yeah.
Just kidding. Hey, you in the front rows, shut off your Bluetooth, please.
Oh, yeah. Are we're gonna do the thingy with the whatchamacallit? Yeah, let's.
Yeah, I guess we'll do the thingy with the whatchamacallit.
Well, I meant
Well,
the.
I got it, so it's cool. You can't
Wait,
take it from
I
me.
was gonna.
So,
Wait, do you want to quick time this thing?
Sure.
Wait, here. Can you?
Nah. You could hold this. I don't need this. I'll just talk really loudly. So, this is a project I've been working on for several months.
No signal. Wait, hold on. It says no.
What? is
Computers say
going on?
no. How do computers work? Turn up. Wait, what? Hold the. I don't know how to do that.
Replug it. Just pull it. Yeah, there you go.
Select detect. Do your thing. This is totally normal NodeBotsy things, by the way.
Controlling heat. Controlling both feet.
So you guys, say? So I incorporated say into this robot as I've been working on it for like the last few
I
months.
have HDMI.
Because there's this obnoxious thing where I have it sitting on my floor. You can't, I'm not going to do that because you won't see what's going on. Oh, there we go. Sometimes I'm down on the floor like, what's going on? I've got a protractor trying to figure out like what angle a certain thing is at. And you know, I have like a little notepad, you know, like as I'm taking measurements. So in order to figure that out, I got sick of like looking up at the laptop, like what's going on.
Controlling both feet.
So then I wanted it to tell me.
Left foot is at degrees. Right foot is at degrees.
But
It just says degrees. It doesn't.
wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on.
He's fainting. He can't take the pressure. Oh God.
Listen. Robots, they're not that smart. They're only as smart as.
And this is why the robot revolution will never happen.
Yeah. So if I want to control like, let's see, the hip roll. Anyway.
Left hip roll is at degrees. Right hip roll is at degrees.
Seems like a bug, I think.
It just says degrees. There's no actual number there.
No, I think I was screwing around with it and forgot that I was screwing around with it. Anyway.
Roll back your git commit.
Yeah, probably. So,
What?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh,
Zero planning. So, one second.
I told you we were doing
I'm
this.
just, yeah, I know, but I'm just skip to the fun thing.
Skip to the.
Jesus. Just do your move. This table's not level. Wow, that's a bummer. Anyway, if it was a level table, it would have done an arabesque on its own and balanced. Can everybody see what's actually going on here? Do you see? I mean, the table is at least enough level in the front there that this is holding itself up. The amount of power required to do this is significantly more than any that you guys will be working with over, you know, tomorrow or probably anytime soon. But also what goes into this is a whole lot of, I'm gonna kill this, sorry.
It's dead.
Is a lot of, get ready for this, JavaScript animation. What? So I gave this whole talk at Empire.js a couple weeks ago where I basically drew the, I basically brought out the similarities and showed a couple of examples of JavaScript animations, and all this is animating, but we're just animating the properties of a servo, of a thing in physical space, right? We're just saying, well, I want to move where it's pointing from 0 to 180, which is literally no different from moving a div across the screen from like left 0 to left 180 and animating it. So I actually want to introduce, where is he? Donovan, where are you? Are you here? Yeah, this gentleman right here has been diligently working on a whole new feature for Johnny 5, specifically for the servo class. It's going to be a built-in animation system, so you can actually apply like, you know, animation algorithms like ease in, ease out sort of things to the motion and movement of the servo, which will allow you to basically control any kind of motion or movement. Donovan actually has been doing this while working on a quadruped. I don't know if we have time for you can hold it up or something. You got it over there? So he's programming this also with Johnny 5. Just these are all built with just Johnny 5 and JavaScript, and it's Node. This can be wireless. It's got onboard support for XP radios. We've got it wired, so you know, so I don't have demo fail. So you see how well that worked out? You guys could probably harass him over the next day or two to show you in more detail. I'm really excited because he's abstracted the whole notion of like timing and calculating frames per second and everything you need to actually get really, really smooth servo animations. So it's all like baked in. So it's still continuing down Johnny 5's long-term goal of just providing the best possible primitives for you to build amazing things, whatever your heart desires, hopefully, with. in addition to that, which is not demonstrable at the moment, except I do have an Intel Galileo with me, Johnny 5 can now control any board that you want it to control with the introduction of the I/O plug-in system.
Awesome.
It can run on boards. It can run on a Raspberry Pi, on a BeagleBone, on anything that has an I/O plug-in written for it. If you have a board that you want to control and use the Johnny 5 API, come see me. We'll build an I/O plug-in together. Why not? It'll be awesome.
I'm told very soon the Pinocchio.
Pinocchio already has one.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, Pinocchio. Yes, Spark. There's one for that too. Got it all.
Awesome.
That's all I have to say.
Okay.
Take it away.
All right. So, okay, thank you to all our demos. You cool? Okay. Did you want to demo your shark fin?
I was gonna live demo a shark fin. I made this during a talk earlier because I saw a shark, and I just wanted to show how easy it was to throw together a shark. Hopefully, by the end, we'll have a robot shark that maybe NodeBots or Rockets could deal with summarily.
Terrorize us.
Terrorize. There are sharks here. They do swim in the ocean, and they are aware of Amelia Island.
All right.
But that's all I got.
All right. Yes.
Yeah, now
Robots.
we
I
have
brought
lasers.
a laser
I didn't get it.
component. If anybody wants to build a laser beam, I have
Sharks
a laser
with
component.
freaking
come see.
laser beams on their head.
All right. All right. So okay.
It's time for questions.
It's time for questions. So, okay, I went ahead and asked a bunch of people on the internet what questions you might have for this. And I have some of those questions here. I think y'all might have some also really interesting questions, but I want to get past a couple of the more common ones. I want interesting questions. So the question how do I get started? Go online. There are lots of options, blah, blah, blah. Get a SparkFun Inventors Kit and just start playing with Johnny 5.
It's really well documented.
Yes.
If you need anything, ask us.
Yes.
Yeah, true, too.
Also asked us. Let's see. How many NodeBots do I need to take over the world?
Just one.
42.
Well, one with a lot of servos, right? So you can't walk.
42 servos.
42 servers.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate question.
42 robots, each having 42 servos.
I'm not going to answer this question.
Yeah, you need that too.
A self-replicating robot would probably be good.
3D printers repairing 3D printers in the other room. We're close.
Yeah, so that's cool. Somebody asked questions for the robots. Well, so somebody wanted to know if their caretakers take good care of them. What's it like doing a lot of work for people, and how are you feeling overall?
So one of the first rules of NodeBots is don't build evil robots.
Yeah.
I think it was Angelina Magnum. Or Favreau.
Yeah.
Her handles.
You have no actual last name.
She gave a good talk at JSConf last year, where basically if we don't build evil robots, there won't be evil robots.
Seems like a pretty
if you
solid.
Treat them well. If you think maybe
Yeah.
they can feel, then don't be a dick. And they won't want to overthrow you, and they'll just want to help us and be well.
Though also, to be fair, there's kind of an application for this question of how to travel with robots, because that's something I've gotten a lot. Is how do you travel with especially with this? Obviously, TSA agent may look at this and think, what is going on? So one way you can take care of your robots, especially if you're checking your bag, put a copy of Make Magazine in your check bag with your stuff. Apparently, this kind of makes the TSA agent, if they inspect your bag, kind of go, oh, Maker, got it. The other thing I did, I left a letter in my bag saying, hello, TSA agent, here's everything in my bag. It's clearly labeled, please don't cut anything, please don't take anything. And I actually did get a letter when I got here saying that they had gone through my bag, and luckily everything was okay. I nearly had a heart attack when I opened my bag and saw the inspection letter and was like, oh God. But yeah, when you're traveling, take care of your robots by labeling them clearly and being very careful when packing them.
Excellent.
I have some additional notes for that. I always carry printouts of the TSA's various what can go in carry-on and what can go in checked luggage. So the checked luggage list goes in the checked luggage. So it says all of these things you might find in here. It's possible. That's like tools. Put tools in your checked luggage, or else they'll take them away from you. Trust me, they will take them away from you.
Sounds like first-hand experience.
It is, indeed. With the carry-on stuff, you actually, I've never had a problem. They've looked at it, they've opened it up and kind of poked around, and they're like, oh, I see, it's just hardware, interesting electronics, great, whatever, on your way.
I actually had problems with batteries.
Yes, that's what I was about to get to.
Oh, okay.
There are interesting rules about batteries. Batteries that are active, like lithium polymer. You know, like it's a gel inside, right? You've got to bring that in carry-on because it's pressurized in the cabin. It's not pressurized where your luggage goes, right? See what could happen there? Problems. You could put regular NiCad and what's the other one?
9-volt?
Nickel metal hydrate.
Yeah, nickel metal hydrate batteries in your checked, but li-poly goes in your carry-on always.
This has to be protected from damage. Like they like to
Yes.
get wrapped in like bubble wrap or
Yep.
something. And you need to have proper terminals.
Home Depot.
Yeah, and you need to have proper terminals on it to protect it from short.
Yep, that too.
I traveled here with a battery, and they actually took it out. They took it out of the bubble wrap and made sure the terminals were installed and everything. And yeah, that's kind of counterintuitive. You definitely don't want to check a li-poly battery.
What
Okay.
else we got?
Yeah. So let's see what else. Once I'm done burning up LEDs and spinning motors, what are some approachable resources for learning the rest of electrical theory without having to pick up discrete algebra and Greek along the way? I think that's actually a really good question. You could just go and get a master's in robotics.
But you don't have to.
You don't have to, though.
There are lots of good beginner books.
I'm pretty sure there's a Circuits for Dummies that exists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's Getting Started in Electronics, which was made, the first edition was like 1970. They used to sell it at every Radio Shack.
It turns out electricity doesn't change.
Yeah. You know, most
What?
of these components that we're using today are the same as they've been for many, many years. And
Getting started with electronics manuals is pretty good. The one from Make, the magazine company, they have it Getting Started with Electronics with lots of pictures, great for people like me. And yeah, so their book is actually also really good, and it doesn't get too deep into the math or Greek letters or anything like that.
there's like 2 formulas you're going to need for tomorrow, and they're both they're like 3 letters.
So there's a question on here that I'm going to ask, and I'm going to ask Raquel to answer it. What makes it a robot? Not just some programmed hardware.
Oh, that's an excellent question. Yeah. So what's the difference between a robot and just some programmed hardware? To me, a robot, depending on, so you ask 5 roboticists what the definition of a robot is, and you'll get 5 different answers. I personally like the, if it understands instructions and acts on them, then it is a robot, which means that some programmed hardware is still a robot. But to me, the coolest robots are ones that make interesting decisions by themselves, given certain types of input. I like autonomous robots because they can say, oh, what's going on in the world around me? Based on that information, what am I going to do next? That's a cool robot. Otherwise, programmed hardware, yeah, that's cool too. I do that. We all do that. We all program
Answer
hardware.
this question as well.
Okay.
I was going to say the definition of what a NodeBot is any programmed hardware that runs Node.js. And so NodeBots is sort of the big old catch-all for all of us learning, experimenting, and doing whatever the hell you want with it.
Yeah.
So don't sweat it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, I think we're just about done. But if anybody has a really interesting question, and I'm talking like cool, like not like, oh, where do I go get something to buy on the
Just
internet?
ask me that later.
Yeah, you can ask those later. But like, I mean, like a really interesting question.
Not to discourage anyone.
No. No. Yes, in the back. Ooh. I know what I want to do.
I want swarms. I want the mesh. I just learned about the Pinocchio. It's a low-power mesh network. It's not Wi-Fi. It's everything, and they're self-healing, and they talk and address. And it's just everything I want out of a mesh network, and I want lots of them. I want to know where they all are, and I want them to all do cool things. So whether they're flying or walking or crawling or just happen to be on people. I think the things we could do with a low-power mesh is just poof. And you know, you don't need to build a server for freaking everything. That's me.
Also, what I want to see built in 3 years isn't just robots, the stronger community. So I try to kind of say this everywhere I go with robots. Document your builds, all of them. Like we definitely want to see what you're making. If you build something awesome in 3 years, that's cool, but we want to see it. So document your builds, and I want to see a stronger community and tons of documentation in 3 years about mesh networks and Pinocchio. And That's really scary, actually, to me. Like the mesh Pinocchio. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, yeah.
Uh,
The evil robots thing.
yeah, I think I really want to see more computer vision type stuff. Right now, there is a port for OpenCV in JavaScript. It's really counterintuitive and difficult. Like, I want to just press play. I just want to npm install blah and have it like in my computer, everything done. I don't want to have to build things on top of it, and then start playing with OpenCV and really making cool, like making the robots figure out how to, like if I could make my own Roomba with JavaScript, like proper with SLAM, which is simultaneous localization and mapping, that would be awesome.
But then it wouldn't run into you anymore.
They wouldn't run into you.
Yeah, because the computer vision, it would see you and not.
Exactly. And clean my house.
Clean
I
your
don't wanna
house.
do that.
So in 3 years, you want a robot that will clean your house.
Without running into it.
That runs JavaScript.
Yeah. The
I
whole
want that
point
too.
of robots is for them to do things for me that I don't want them to do myself. That's the whole point.
Like balancing on tables.
I can do that.
But can you do it on the table?
Don't
Probably
tempt
it's a
me.
dangerous proposition.
Don't
What do you
tempt
want to
me.
do in 3 years?
Yeah. What do you want to see in robots in 3 years?
I want an apology from the scoffers.
Even
That's
I
all.
laughed at me when I said JavaScript would run robots, but who's laughing now?
All right, folks. I think that's all the time we have. But thank you. Cue outgoing music. Da 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 da.